How we doing there, folks? Let's welcome in the Foulmouth Bobbitt and our special little guest here. You want to turn your camera on, Bobbitt?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like you had to think about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm a camera whore. What can I say?
You a sexy bitch.
I am.
Okay, so this week we are reviewing Logan. I did not cry as much as I thought I would with this movie. I will say that.
Really?
Yes. So either I'm becoming very cynical or it did not hit the heartstrings I thought it was going to hit.
Hmm.
Do you want to start us off there, Bobbitt?
Yeah, like going into this movie, I knew this was going to be an emotional movie for me because, like I said multiple times, I'm a huge Wolverine fan, and
Mm-hmm.
I was curious to see how they wrapped up his whole story. And like we'll get into spoilers and stuff later on, but it's just wow. From start to finish, it it's it's the best X-Men movie so far.
It's definitely one of the darkest that they've
Yeah,
ever done. Um, I was not expecting the albino, to be honest
I
with you.
didn't either.
I, he showed they Logan came back to the bunker and there he is. It's like, oh shit. Okay then. um, favorite parts of this movie for you?
Oh man, there's so many. It probably have to be the whole Professor X and Logan stuff.
How deep their story actually goes.
Yeah, like they kind of hinted at it before. They kind of hinted at it through throughout the movies, but this is the first time that you've seen that actually appear on the screen.
Yeah, it was really almost that father son kind of characteristics going on with that relationship, and I was not expecting them to go that deep with it, and then all of a sudden kill the professor off. It's like, the fuck, dude? Come on.
That legitimately was a really sad moment.
Yes, especially when they have him sit there and hold on to the back end of the truck and go, Logan, your son's here. It's son of a bitch. I mean, for that to be his final words, and then X-24 shows up. It's like, oh my god.
X-24 is a badass.
Oh hell yeah. I mean, I knew they were going to do something with the, pardon the pun, the X's of the X-Men. Like, especially since they did bring in X-23, which is Logan's daughter.
Freaking nothing killed X-24. Like, good lord.
And yeah, I wasn't expecting the storyline to go along those routes. Um, I was expecting it to be more along the lines of the scientist had realized what was going on and was trying to back out of the company, and in order to save Logan's DNA in a way, she took one of her own frozen eggs and implemented it that way, like they did in the comics.
Mm,
I was kind of hoping for that instead of it being, okay, she was just created with his DNA.
yeah.
But it's interesting how they went about it in any route.
Mm.
Um, the Eden with all the children, too.
Yeah, like, it was. I thought it was pretty cool that they actually had an X-Men comic book in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was just one of those things that was just like, did they just seriously break the fourth wall with that? Um, but the ending though. where she finally calls him daddy. Oh dear God.
That done it for me.
Yeah.
That
That's what tugged you. The only thing that would have tugged me in that movie is when he said, "Oh, this is what it feels like."
Well, there's that too, but you know what? The whole entire movie, she spent not speaking, and then finally she starts talking, and one of the last words she says in the movie is "daddy."
I get it. I get it.
That
I would have figured that the whole him doing the whole, "Oh, this is what it feels like," and then dies.
Uh huh.
That right there. I mean, it didn't tug at me because I didn't cry, but because I'm not a sentimental person, I guess. I'm just kidding. I am, but it didn't tug at me like I thought it would, because I thought I'd have a tear or two.
Mhm.
I didn't have a tear at all. It's a good movie. I enjoyed the movie.
the end of the movie where she said "Daddy" was the most sweetest thing. That it was cute.
And I think we have a converted little Marvel geek in the future here next to me because of this movie.
awesome.
She said,
Well, you can like
see,
you can like Star Wars and Marvel as well.
you can.
Yeah, I like Star Wars and Marvel.
I'm just saying
I
X
don't like
Men.
Marvel either, but don't limit your thing to just Star Wars. You ever seen any of the Marvel movies?
You haven't seen any of the other X Men movie though.
You you've seen Avengers?
Farmington has the Avengers movies.
Okay. You didn't like them?
You really need to see Infinity War though.
There you go. X-Men's different to me.
Well, X Men's more relatable for you.
Yes.
And as we all heard the last time we had a conversation about movies, JP only likes movies that are relatable.
Yeah, I know.
So does Paige, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I still think we have a Marvel convert in the way of X Men. In the way of X Men. Because
Okay.
even he likes X Men.
Okay.
It's plausible.
And JP's a hard man to please.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite parts of the movie?
When he took that green stuff and then he started going all crazy, that was,
Yes,
like,
when
the best part.
when he took all of that serum and became his old self again for a few minutes. That was definitely one of the parts of the movie that was just like, okay, this is the Logan we all expected, not the old man right
Yep.
away.
Even though I haven't watched any Wolverine movies.
You'll have to.
Yeah. We'll start her with Origins. Because that's the beginning story of Wolverine, at least.
Oh God, Morgan. Oh.
I know, but you know what? Wolverine's origin story wasn't too terrible.
No.
Yeah, but he screwed up Deadpool though.
Well, that's Deadpool. I know.
Well, no, it's not Deadpool.
It's just, you don't know what he's saying. What they did with Deadpool in Origins was more towards the X-Men thing because of William Wright not liking Wade to begin with.
I just oh.
Oh boy, we're having a meltdown in the living room.
I like the Origins. It's just that Deadpool thing. Oh
Jesus
God.
Christ. I think I'm going to be staying here for a little bit longer.
Jesus Christ. It's hate. It's in the middle. She fucking loses her shit. She's like me. She's a traditionalist.
Well, she's sitting there screaming that she didn't say chicken lasagna, and she did say chicken lasagna last night. That was part of the conversation we were having.
No, Mom was making chicken lasagna.
That's what this is.
I know.
And she did say last night that she was making it.
She heard lasagna. She only hears what she wants to hear.
I know she does.
Okay. You guys should move on now.
But, Yet.
Wait, what?
She will be for the X-Men, at the very least. I will say that. I'm sure you'll like the X-Men.
Thanks, Trick.
We'll give it a try.
Did you enjoy this movie?
Did you enjoy Logan?
50-50.
Oh, it's an X-Men movie.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. It was good. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't know it was an X-Men movie though.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Oh,
Ooh,
no,
Black
Wolverine
Panther
wasn't
comes out in 3 days.
X-Men. What the heck?
I've been buying that. I love the Black Panther movie. Awesome.
I'm still 50-50 on the Black Panther movie. It's like, do I really
I'll
want to
send
waste
you
the time
the,
to watch it?
I have not seen that movie.
I'll send you the digital copy.
Okay.
Never mind.
I ain't gonna use it anyway.
And I'll have time to watch it, so.
I'll also send you the one for Thor Ragnarok as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. So yeah, okay, I'll watch that.
I think you would really like it. It's really, really, really hilarious.
But you see, that's the whole thing for you. Why are you pointing at me?
That's our show idea for next week.
Me?
Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Trek. Did I see the animated X-Men series on Fox? Yes.
It was garbage.
It was okay. It wasn't. It followed. If you watched X-Men the movie, and then X-Men 2, it follows right in line with it. Because it does exactly the same thing in the cartoon that it does in the movies.
Are we talking the original cartoon or the new one where even Jean Grey was a student?
That's when they were younger. I'm talking about when they were. The Rogue was just a student. I'm talking about early 90s.
Okay. Like I said, the original.
Yes. Can I help you?
How upset were you that they kind of messed up the son of a certain colonel?
What?
Oh. See, I didn't know too much of his backstory, so.
Well, all you have to do is go back to, like, X-Men 2.
I haven't seen X-Men 2 in 15 years.
I know, but that's all you have to do, because that's when they bring out his son, and he's another mutant. That was actually put in a mental home that basically destroyed him. And then all of a sudden we come to Logan, and his son's a normal human. What?
Oh, I've been talking about that.
Manufacturing human?
I
Who's
know.
manufacturing mutants?
Oh, okay, yeah, you talking about that just dawned on me, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was stupid.
Yeah. Talk about a plot fall.
Yeah, really.
Well, she could have.
It would have been funny.
Yes, it would have. But, do you have any idea what the deal was with the professor's seizures? Because I'm having trouble figuring that out myself.
Honestly, I don't know. They didn't really explain that very well.
I know they explained it somewhere. I just don't remember if it was in the comic or if it was in the movie. Because it is it's like in 2, where the general set up that fake Cerebro Because
Mm,
you need to find everybody. And Professor X was under the control.
yeah, I agree with what Trek said. It might be his powers was overpowering him.
It could be, yeah.
Because it felt like in this movie, the professor had more power than he did in the other ones.
Or it was
Or
just a
it was
fact
just
of
the fact of
his body was just that feeble that the power he
yeah.
had.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, Chauncey, JP's here. You can hear him in the background complaining about something.
Screaming out there.
Yep.
But it's a normal weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But
But those kids at the end of that movie, those kids were awesome.
the which and I loved that she took and made the cross into the X for
Yeah.
X-Men. I love that she did that. That was a great little touch at the end, too. Um, do you foresee a sequel involving the kids, just it not being Logan?
Actually, I thought about that. Hang on a second, I got a phone call.
Okay. He's on the phone, so he's not going to hear you.
What did you say?
I was gonna say, okay, use my
I don't know. He got a call. As you stab yourself.
Ha ha ha, very funny.
Because I could see the sequel being called Laura instead of Logan.
God damn it.
No, because isn't there a girl Wolverine?
Yeah, that's Laura.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Wouldn't they just
I'm
call
glad.
it the girl
Sorry
Wolverine
about
then?
that, folks.
Whatever her name is.
Well, in the comics, her name was X-23. Right, Bobbitt?
Call the movie that.
What, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, call the movie that. There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. Mom called me.
That's okay.
Look, she got her 50 Shades, so we'll be hearing that tonight.
Oh,
Yay.
yay.
Get to hear the slapping and the beating.
We have child on headphone with us.
Oh, I'm 14 years old. I think I
could
can
mean
handle it.
anything.
He's talking about 50 Shades of Grey.
It can mean anything.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying.
Um,
Anyway, back in the movie.
So I was telling her, I think if they did do a sequel just involving the children, I think it would either be Laura, but she says maybe just call it X-23. What was your thought on that?
Yeah, that'd work. But I don't know if they can do a sequel now that this whole Fox thing is going on. Not only that, but Dark Phoenix is coming out soon, so I don't know how that's going to play into this either.
This is true.
I'd love for there to be a Laura movie, but I think they're going to explore her character more in Dark Phoenix.
What, why would they explore the X-23 character more in a Dark Phoenix movie?
I don't know what this is, what timeline this is based off of.
Well, if it's going to be anything like the Origins, I would expect that Dark Phoenix focus mainly around Jean Grey.
Yeah, but you know they're gonna throw other people in there.
Well, yeah. They had to. Just like they did with the Origins for Wolverine.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I mean, it's certainly taken them long enough to come out with the Dark Phoenix movie.
Yeah, it should have come out years ago, to be honest with you.
I mean, they made the announcement for it, what, like a month after Origins for Wolverine came out?
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
It's kind of weird, like, the only Origins movie we ever got was 2 Wolverine movies. So I kind of like to see Origins Cyclops or Storm or Gambit or, you know.
Well, Gambit was kind of involved with the Wolverine story. Because he was in Wolverine Origins.
Like, you know, where has Gambit been this whole time? We haven't seen Gambit at all.
Who knows? I would love it if they actually gave him the full Gambit look. Yes, they did good with the guy they had playing him for Origins. They did good with him. But I want that full Gambit look from the comics.
Yeah, they were supposed to make a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum, and God only knows what will happen to that.
Probably Magic Mike.
Oh God!
Just saying. Magic Mike is another movie. You'll
Please,
learn all about that once you hit 18. You actually might like it. It's a romance movie.
I'm good.
Well, there's romance involved in it. It's not just male strippers.
Like I said, I'm good.
She says that now. Just. Oh boy.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely would, going along with origin stories that we need to see. I would not mind a more in-depth Professor X and Magneto origin story. We've only gotten glimpses of them thus far.
Could you imagine Dr. Earl as a superhero?
Excuse me.
That's
show
great.
that used to come on Fox Kids. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was Static Shock. I would love for there to be a Static Shock movie. That would just be hilarious.
That it would be, yes. I would also love to see a Colossus origins.
Yeah. Which he's in Deadpool now.
Yeah, it's about fucking time, honestly. They had him through 1 and 2 and 3, and then for all the others, like, fuck off, we don't need you.
I know, right?
What was the point of building up the character to begin with? To get us to know who the hell he is? I mean, despite the fact that he's a Rasputin.
Yeah, here's another character we saw in only 3 and we never saw him again. Juggernaut.
Thank you.
Where the frig has Juggernaut been?
You know, it would be interesting to see Colossus and Juggernaut in the same movie.
Yes.
Having Colossus and Juggernaut just going head to head.
There's one character I'd love to see them incorporate to the MCU. Galactus.
Remind me of who that is.
A really, 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 really huge dude that can destroy planets.
Okay. Comic book character.
He's the final boss in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yep. It'd be interesting, definitely. I mean, we already kind of got the Rogue origin story with the first movie.
Not only that, but I got the Days of Future Past, the Rogue cut.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, it's not worth it anymore. You kind of told us everything there is to do with Rogue. Mystique and Nightcrawler, that's another one we haven't seen. Nightcrawler.
Yeah, where the frig has he been?
And then there is I forget if it was Bobby's or Cyclops' brother.
I know who you're talking about.
That becomes Red Alert or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like stage
they
5.
show us all these characters and they don't do anything with them. What the crap?
Well, again, it's the same problem that they're having with the DC universe. You gotta you gotta take the characters that are most memorable and most notable, so that you get the bigger audience. You can't use Zatanna for instance. I mean, there's maybe 5 people in the world that know about her.
Oh, you go crazy if they announce a Zatanna movie.
Fuck yeah! How are you kidding me? I'd be first in line for that movie.
Can you take over for a minute, Heather? I gotta go help Mom.
Okay. Be a little easier if I could see the chat and whatever the chat has to say.
They're not saying much. It's just Treco talking.
Well, Treco his talks.
Chat.
Yeah, Adam, just show.
Yeah, Adam.
It's up to him. I would need to see the chat for that, wouldn't I?
Trek's in there. Just saying.
Yeah, Trek, I gotta tell you, I never watched Smallville.
What's that movie?
No, it's a TV show about Superman. Yeah.
Come on.
I knew Zatanna. I learned about Zatanna through the original the Justice League game for PS2.
I want to see that movie.
But yet you don't like superhero movies.
No, it's just saying because it looks funny.
It can be.
I like comedy movies, too. You gotta...
And anyway, Trek, would you like to be added to the call? That's why his nickname is Trekopedia.
Wikipedia.
Shut the game off.
Okay. I'm just gonna switch cameras there real quick.
I don't know what do you want me to do?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just your laundry.
There we go. You are added, sir.
Are you subscribed to Bobbitt?
Me?
You should.
Okay.
Are you subscribed to Heather?
Yes, she
Yes.
is.
Okay, because that's where I'm doing my shows from. Till 3rd of August.
What did you do?
Did it work, Trek?
I just got a copyright strike.
There we go.
Go.
Yeah, we got Trekopedia in here with us.
Hey,
Oh,
folks.
snap.
Now
Surprise.
it's a party.
So, what did you think of Logan? Mr.
I
Movie
liked
Theater
it.
Man.
I saw once. I haven't got to see it again. You have to get the DVD, and I'm hoping they'll drop in price soon because Marvel likes to price those things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But then again, it's not just Marvel. It's also Warner Brother Theaters.
Well, yeah, it's Fox too, I think.
And Fox, yes.
And
Yeah, I just bit the bullet when it first came out and bought the Blu-ray.
hopefully, once Disney outbids Comcast once and for all, then the prices will go down.
Why not wait till Black Friday?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. But I just hope it makes me mad that Comcast is sticking their nose where they don't belong.
There is that.
Slowly
And,
but surely.
See one movie series I never see discounts on, and that's Star Wars. Like, when have you ever seen a Star Wars movie on sale?
you probably won't ever unless it's in a complete box set because of the popularity of it.
I've seen one
Yeah.
of those. It's all the movies.
Star Wars. Because Bobbitt said he's never seen one on sale at a discounted price. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying.
What Buddy said.
And Trek, to reference what you mentioned earlier in the chat about Juggernaut being Professor X's brother, that's why I think a more in-depth origin story for either him or Magneto. Because we know how their paths intertwine already with Future Past and First Class.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It made me mad when in X-Men 3, Professor X is walking side by side with Magneto and Juggernaut. I'm like, dude, there's no reference to the fact that he's his brother. I'm like, they dropped the ball on that. Well, that whole movie was kind of a... So.
Hold on, Trek. I'm gonna go back to this. Here's where I had a problem with the movies. Real quick. I loved the movie. It was a great movie. It told a story, and it is relatable, and it is plausible. Because you can make a robot, which is pretty much what Logan is, even though he has mutations. Here's the thing. Remember in X-Men 3? Who died? Who died?
X, Cyclops, Jean Grey.
You said the one that I wanted is Professor X. Why is he still fucking alive?
They brought him back in Days of Future Past, and he's revived himself before in the comic books too.
Because,
Okay,
JP,
fuck Days of
the
Future
X-Men
Past.
movie is on 2 different timelines.
What did he say?
What was that again, Bobbitt? I'm sorry.
The X-Men movies are on 2 timelines.
Well,
The
which ones?
Professor X and X3 isn't the same as the one that we've seen in Days of Future Past and through that.
They're confusing people then. They need to stop fucking doing that. They need to have continuity.
It all makes sense if you in Days of Future's Past, you got the future, which is 1, 2, and 3, and past, which is First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Logan. Well, no, actually, no.
I was going to say, I think you had that
Somehow
backwards.
Logan fits into the timeline somewhere. I don't fucking know where that fits in, but yes,
I understand.
that's how Professor X died in X3, but yeah, he's in Days of Future Past through Logan.
Now,
Because it's 2 different timelines.
I got you. Okay, but still, that's kind of confusing people because they really don't fucking explain that. They don't. That's where it gets confusing. I'm not going to sit here and criticize it because I do like the X-Men movies. Again, they're relatable. Okay?
Well, actually, they kind of do explain it because in some of the movies, Jean Grey is a student still.
Okay, well, it didn't do a very good job of it. Because, like, a girl like her, which is who these movies appeal to, you're teenagers like you, it's confusing. Yes, Bobbitt, you get it. I kind of get it, but I don't follow it like I'm going to follow Star Wars. Like, I'm going to follow Star Wars the way, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, how Heather knows it. We're talking about teenagers that are like, okay, so I'm confused. There's Professor X dies, but then yet he doesn't die. Yes, I understand the concept of Days of Future Past. I get it. I get it. I'm not questioning that. I don't think I've seen Apocalypse. Have we seen Apocalypse? I don't think we have. I haven't. I don't think I have.
I have a digital code if you want it.
I'll watch it. Whatever. Okay. Like I said, I like the X-Men movies. They're okay. The Juggernaut thing. Now, Professor X. They never really explained that story, so you really can't complain about it, right? I'm talking to Trek.
Oh, I agree, but they could have still put like a little blurb in there that says, "Why does he look so familiar to you?" He says he's my half brother, and then they could go back later on. But it was just like that they truncated that whole movie, and even Bryan Singer said the reason they made Days of Future Past was to clean up the mess of Last Stand.
Well, you also got to look at it this way, Track. Who has more in depth of their past explained in the movies? Magneto or Professor X?
Magneto first.
And the only thing we know about Professor X is that he created the school and it's just been there for years and years and years. That's all we know.
Well, the Days of the Future Past, he's the one that found all the mutants.
Yes.
He's the one that brought, like, Mystique and all them together.
Well, that's First Class. That's when he first created the school.
Days of Future...
Okay, I love that movie.
That's what I'm talking... First Class. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Talking about First Class. Days of Future Past. I like Days of Future Past because, again, it is relatable. But, however, they could have... This is how they could have fixed The Last Stand. By Days of Future Past going back and stopping Professor X from being fucking killed in that house with him and Cyclops. That would have saved The Last Stand, and then we could have just fucking moved on from there. They didn't need to make a long, drawn-out story. You see what I'm saying? How they did that? They could have gone back. Well, Logan's like, well, I want to go do something first real quick. And then they go and do it. And then they move on from there. Does that make sense? Because...
However, you also got to look at it this way. They went back to the 70s before that happened. So therefore, they changed the entire timeline.
Yes, but that still doesn't stop the fact that... Did that stop Magneto? Magneto's the one that killed them. Right?
No.
Yes, he's the one that killed Professor X.
No.
No, Jean Grey
did. Okay. But it was because of Magneto, right?
Actually, no. That was because of Dark Phoenix. See, with Jean Grey... I'm about to educate him here, folks. With Jean Grey...
Here comes the what?
Yes, so are you. With Jean Grey, she was
Move your foot. Move your cot.
No, you're on the
Oh, okay, go ahead.
With Jean Grey, she was 8 years old. Jesus Christ, dude. She was 8 years old when they figured out she was a mutant. I'm sorry, she was younger than that. But by the time she hit 8 years old, she was the top level mutant, meaning her power was so strong, her body possibly could not have handled it.
Okay.
So what the professor did, they brought her to the school and basically put a block on her power to diminish it to where her body could handle it.
Okay, I understand that.
Well, that's where the Dark Phoenix was created.
I understand that. I get where the Dark Phoenix was created. You don't have to explain. I got all that. The part that is people like me and people like her would be confused at, who brought out the Dark Phoenix? It was Magneto.
No.
Correct? Who did then?
Remember in the second one when she sacrificed herself to raise the jet all the orange flames around her hands,
Yeah?
that was the Dark Phoenix breaking through the block. Jean Grey herself brought out the Dark Phoenix.
Okay, but what I'm saying, you're missing my point.
No,
Magneto manipulated her, correct?
Not really.
Oh.
Now you gotta hear me out. This is why you need to let me finish, because I was not done with the explanation of Jean Grey and the Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
Dark Phoenix is only out to protect herself.
Okay.
So to manipulate her, as you say, all you have to sit there and say to her is, "Come with me and you'll be safe. You can do whatever you want. I am not going to diminish you again." That's all they need.
Well, then here's my next question. When Logan said something along those lines to her, why did she just do it?
Because she was still not trusting him. That's why at the end of that movie, because remember, she asked him when he got up that hill, "You die for them?" And he said, "No, I die for you." And that's when Jean Grey came back out, because Dark Phoenix was no longer protecting her.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I still think that fucking Magneto manipulated her into using those powers to better his cause.
Well, of course.
Okay, then that's what I was getting at.
He would definitely want it to better his cause because she was top class level mutant. She was more powerful than even he was.
Yes.
More powerful than even the professor.
Yes. You're preaching to the choir. I get that.
And she was like that at a young age.
And I understand that. Okay. I just wanted to throw... like I said, I like the movies, but still, they've got to fill gaps. They can't... This is the problem with movies today. It's the problem with Avengers. Like, I was sitting there, I watched a video on... I'm going back to this. I watched a video on the Avengers. They could have ended this war with Thanos a long time ago. Doctor Strange could have fucking ended the war. Before it even got fucking started. All he had to do was send him through a portal, leave him, and then close it off, and then fucking cut his arm off. End of the fucking story. That's what they said in the video. So
He's
there's
talking
holes.
about Screen Rant, folks.
Yeah, there's holes. But I believe it. It's plausible for that to happen. But that's all I have to say.
Hey, Heather, can we get the show now? I want to go eat.
I do too, since everybody else in the room is eating already, so...
Yeah.
So we are going to end the show here for you folks. I hope y'all enjoyed the nerd speak out of me for once. And we shall see you guys whenever. Because I don't know if he's doing a show tomorrow or what yet. So you want to promote that, Bobbitt, while we're here?
Oh yeah, tomorrow me and JP will be doing new wrestling news. Well, a weekly wrap up of wrestling.
There we go, folks. So check us out tomorrow, same time, same place.
Mm-hmm.